This is St. Peter's Church in the lovely town of Heysham. Heysham's just a few miles down the coast from Morecambe. St. Peter's Church is a Grade 1 listed church, and parts of the church date back to 1300. The chancel, that's the bit where the choir sings, that's from 1300. And some of the stone window frames are believed to be from 1340. It's been tarted up and modernised a few times in the 1500s. And the last time it was renovated properly was in 1864 by Mr. Edward Graham Paley. Edward Graham Paley was a famous architect from Lancaster, and he was famous for modernising churches. And he modernised another St. Peter's Church over in Lancaster, and that became Lancaster Cathedral. Some of the graves here are thought to date back as far as the 10th century, and one grave in particular has a harp carved into the stone. And local historians believe that that's the grave of William Dodmore. William Dodmore came over from Ireland, and he was Richard II's court harpist, meaning that he played for only Richard II, well, up until Henry IV came along and said, "Richard, you're not the king, I'm the king. My dad's bigger than your dad. Get out of my throne." And I'm guessing Mr. Dodmore had to say, "Yes, definitely, Henry, you are the king. Please don't chop my head off." But oddly, this isn't the oldest church in the area. There's actually a much more ancient church just up the hill that way. That's Bimble. This is St. Patrick's Chapel, not to be confused with St. Peter's Church we just visited down the hill. St. Patrick's Chapel is thought to date back as far as the 8th century. It's listed as an ancient scheduled monument. In 1977 they had an archaeological dig here, and they found human remains going back as far as the 10th century. They also found a female skeleton, and next to the skeleton was a comb made out of cow bone, which was thought to date back as far as the Viking era. They had another archaeological dig in 1993, where they found artefacts going back 12,000 years. The best thing about St. Patrick's Chapel is the 8 stone tombs that are hewn into the rock. Any fans of heavy metal may have seen the stone tombs on Black Sabbath's Greatest Hits album. They're all filled with rainwater, and it's all mysterious, looking off Heysham Cliffs, or Throbshaw Point as they're known. It's literally ideal for goths. Stone chapel, stone tombs, old church, Black Sabbath. If you're a goth and you've not been here, are you really a goth? But we grow weary of the ancient. We need something modern, something more 20th century. Let's Bimble.
Over time, clouds kept the light from those eyes. Still, love grown consumed, and you know I'll never let it go. You'll find in time, I'll never let it go. You'll find it's right. I'll only ever know how to speak my mind. I'll only ever know how to speak my mind. To me it was a long mistake. To me it was a golden handshake to reapply those lazy arms in my heart. To you it was was a dream suspended to relocate right from the break to the start. Over time, clouds kept the light from those eyes. Still, love grown consumed, and you know I'll never let it go. You'll find in time, I'll never let it go. You'll find it's right. I'll only ever know how to speak my mind. I'll only ever know how to speak my mind. Over time, clouds kept the light from those eyes. Still, love grown consumed, and you know I'll never let it go. You'll find in time, I'll never let it go. You'll find it's right. I'll only ever know how to speak my mind. I'll only ever know how to speak my mind. My mind.
You join me here. To my left, Heysham Nuclear Power Station, and to my right, Heysham Port. And funnily enough, I'm not actually trespassing right now. You are actually allowed to get up this close to a nuclear power station. Heysham Nuclear Power Station consists of two reactors, Heysham 1 and Heysham 2. Heysham 1 started being built in 1970 and it was completed in 1983. And in that 13-year period, they realised they actually wanted two nuclear reactors. So they built Heysham 2, and that was completed in 1989. Heysham 2 holds the record for the longest running nuclear reactor in the world, meaning that from being started up to being shut down, it ran the longest. It's world record breaking. It's the Roy Castle of nuclear reactors. Added together, both nuclear reactors can give out 2,400 megawatts. That's nearly enough to charge my camera batteries. But it doesn't end there. We have the fabulous Heysham Port, the culmination of years and years of messing around trying to make Lancaster a port. Believe it or not, Lancaster actually used to be a thriving port, importing exotic woods from South America and exporting furniture from Gillows & Co, importing cotton from America and exporting cloth, and importing and exporting slaves from Africa. But the problem with the River Lune, which is the river that runs into Lancaster, is it's tidal. And at low tides, sandbanks would appear and boats would get stuck and boats couldn't get into port, and that would stop trade. They thought they'd solved the problem by building something called Glasson Dock, which was just in the mouth of the River Lune, but still at low tides and during bad weather, they couldn't get the ships in and they couldn't do the trade. Cut to 1895, and a proposal for a port here in Heysham was put together. And by 1904, it had come to fruition. And it's still running today. In fact, there's a boat there, a Stena Line boat, waiting to go to Belfast. They still run a ferry service and goods still come in and out. The steam packet company still run their ferry service from here over to the Isle of Man. The most important thing about Heysham Port, though, is definitely the sexy little lighthouse, the South Pier Lighthouse, with the ability to shine its light 6 nautical miles out to sea. And it's beautiful, fresh red paint that's literally been done in the last couple of weeks. It's really worth it on its own, but I guess I'm biased because I like lighthouses.